I'm the very proud owner of a new costume, which I'm very excited about. I put the costume on and fought in it and was really delighted. Yet again, the costume department have excelled themselves.
The costumes we've made this year, I'm really happy with the progress. But it has been a really, really tough season. There's a lot to do. The wedding sort of was challenging in as much as there were so many costumes to make. This is Joffrey's wedding. It just had to be more opulent. It had to be really showing off. It had to be really distasteful in a way.
It was majestic. It was shimmering. I think that's what Joffrey likes, something ostentatious and grand.
With the crowns, Joffrey has his Baratheon antlers, as usual, and within that, the roses are creeping within it. And then in the other way around, Marjorie's was all creeping roses. So it was the idea that slowly Marjorie is beginning to wrap around and control him. I wanted it to be sort of quite a traditional dress in a funny way. But then roses can be so pretty, and I didn't want them to be pretty. I wanted it to be slightly dangerous, because I think she is. And it just literally grew from there.
It was a pretty incredible fictional wedding day. I've been married before professionally a couple of times, but this takes the biscuit.
Brienne's was one of the most challenging, just to sort of get all the elements in place.
Jamie gives Brienne her equivalent of like an amazing dress and pair of shoes. He gives her a sensational suit of armor and a sword. He's like given her couture.
I mean, Jamie, I don't think has a great deal of imagination, so we didn't think he'd come up with anything particularly fanciful. It's based on the shape of her original armor, but it's just made by better armorers, being King's Landing. The hand was the most challenging in a way, just to make it as beautiful as it needed to be and as practical. It has to fit, it has to work, it has to do all the things it needs to do.
This is one of the golden hands that Cersei has made for him because she's just so disgusted by his stump.
Because Cersei commissioned it, I wanted it to have a softness, a sort of beauty to it. So we actually took the reference from her armor that she wore last year. We took the patterning from that and then applied it to the hand.
She just wants to cover it up, but obviously that doesn't work because it's a big gold hand.
What Michelle's done is so brilliant because there's something about Oberyn that's very other as far as King's Landing is concerned, and she really manifests that in his look.
It's actually quite a feminine look, but he wears it in a really masculine way. And then obviously his armor. The main thing Pedro's was that he really had to be able to move in it.
I was armored. There's a look to it that's really snake-like because he really moves around his enemy like a wasp.
We first see Dany approaching Marine, which is the final area that she wishes to liberate.
Once she's there and has her own penthouse, you actually start seeing her dressing for certain occasions. She's developing a wardrobe and a taste now. We're still keeping it to blues and silvers, but there's more dragony skin-inspired embroidery. It's just been actually good with the cast this year. They're great to work with.
Michelle's costumes are just breathtaking, and I've really been lucky. As you can see, he's got some nice bling, he's ventilated, he's a pimp.
The costume, all of it, just help. They keep your back straight and your stomach slightly flatter than it is.
This is nice. I like the seams in here, kind of match the shirt. It's a lot thicker quality to it.
They're beautiful costumes, the best costumes I've ever had.
There's very few complaints, actually, except the weight and sometimes the heat. It's very difficult. We film the costumes in Belfast, and then we film in Dubrovnik. So here they're going, oh, it's a bit chilly, and then they're going, oh, it's really hot, so what do you do?
Where's my long, flowing robe that I can waft around and get the wind up my skirt a bit? However, it all looks very pretty, I know, and that's the point.
Now is such a beautiful hot day that we're all kind of like rather regretting the fact that wildlings wear fur.
I'm constantly throwing ice cubes in my costume, but still, I won't complain. I love it.
I like to see people enjoying their work, and I like to see people getting a lot out of it. But actually, there's one guy who actually I did make plus where he went, no, I love it being heavy. So it's really funny.